What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Back to back. Let's go!
Two-time Stanley Cup champion, your Florida Panthers. Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers!
No goalie, 7 minutes.
Let's go Panthers!
No goalie with 7 minutes.
Let's go Panthers! I don't have to go back to Edmonton!
Let's go, Batard!
I don't have to go back to Edmonton!
Marky, I love you!
Cody was right! Cody was right!
I got my refund for my flight back!
Vindication!
Every blue shark sucks!
Go back to
Stanley Cup, go back in the ocean!
Canada sucks.
Evander, can you suck?
Canada sucks.
Canada Timber!
Meow, 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 meow,
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Do we have any good video of Calle Ocho, Pots and Pans, Championship, Miami celebration? Is there any good streets filled with all sorts of Hispanics, Billy, the way it was when the Marlins won the championship? Do we have hockey fever now that we, in South Florida, the marshland, we have brought the cup back and protected the cup, and it is now, we are swamp kings of the sport again, ridiculously. How crazy are the streets out there? What's happening in the streets of Miami, Billy?
Traffic was pretty light this morning. I think maybe people were out late yesterday. That's Bird Road
that guy.
there. Yeah, that's Zacarreta. That's Bird Road.
The guy with the pot on his head. I know that guy.
Yeah.
So
People were out celebrating.
Okay, look at that. Look at Hockey Town. Look at that. Look at South Florida. You said, Canada, that we wouldn't get excited about this. Look at the 12 people outside La Carreta.
That's the one on Bird Road, by the way.
Yeah, it's a Bird Road one.
Yeah.
Dozens of us.
That'd be a great place for Reali to talk to people about name the Panthers goalie.
You're mocking this. That looks genuine to me. When we see Edmonton, there's 3 people outside saying that looks genuine to me.
It looks different.
real. I know you want this to be what you imagine in your head, that we've just awakened and we found something happened. Now I'm reading in the newspaper today, we won a championship. It's not that. There's people there.
Okay,
I looked at Roy's face today. I saw a man who was out for 12 hours straight celebrating.
Yep, that's right. Got home at 3:30, went to sleep at 4, woke up 2 hours later.
Zaslow is hungover.
Oh, I mean, I don't remember a whole lot from last night, man. I'm
All right, so you're doing the show drunk. This is the drunkest.
No, I'm not drunk. I'm hungover. Like, there's a difference.
But if you went for 3 hours till 3 hours before the show, you might not yet be in the hangover.
I was drunk yesterday. That's hungover. Today is hungover.
I actually didn't party a lot last night. Planning for elbow room today. What am I doing here right now?
Well, I want to understand. Reali, can you help me? And I'm sorry to Tony Kaladiud. Yesterday, I described him as the better Tony.
I saw that on the title, and I was like, that's probably Dan doing something foolish. It's okay.
I was foolish.
You're good. Well, I know the game plan. The thing is, I know you. Te conozco. I know you so well.
Gracias.
I know what the game plan is today. Pit one Tony against the other.
No.
They don't make them try and not like each other. Try to get Tony riled up. Tony C. Try to get him riled up.
I needed you 2 days ago when I went on the court with a JUCO player,
right,
and got dunked on 10 straight times in a row. And that was fine until the only time the cameras were on were me taking 3-pointers, and I was just bricking them all over the place.
Yes, that was not a great moment for you, but positivity came into town, and I will always remember that the week Reali came into town, the Panthers went back-to-back, and now a legitimate dynastic conversation starts because they're better than everyone, and I see the sports books want to make Carolina a favorite or want to make Colorado a favorite next year.
What idiots!
Well, because they fear that, Bennett's probably going to get a ton of money. It's all I heard during the playoffs. It's all I heard. Every time he scored, just cash registers. So the team's not going to be exactly the same. But, Tony, I heard some Wild Willie Wednesday in there because you were just egging on this Tony versus Tony rivalry when I have no intention of doing that.
It's going to end in a costume contest. We all know how this one plays out. Yeah.
We know exactly how this plays
But
out.
I didn't know I was supposed to be wearing, I still have the ticket on my shirt.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean,
me?
Yeah. Is that brand new?
Oh,
what's happening?
No,
here?
this is not.
He's a lifelong
new.
fan.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong fan. What are you talking about? Look at this shirt that obviously fits me perfectly well.
Yeah, that is Lewis's shirt. Clearly, it's still got the tags on it, so you can return it after wearing it.
Looks like an Abuela purchase.
You're going to do the whole show holding your pots and pans because.
Well, I wanted
it's
to.
like the monkey that does this thing.
Well,
right?
thank you, Reali.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. The pots and pans celebration. I know you make fun of me for saying things are uniquely Miami.
Yeah.
In the United States, are there other places where championships are celebrated by people running into the streets with pots and pans? Yes or no?
No.
That's uniquely Miami?
Uniquely South Florida.
Because I came in here, and here is what white-gloved service we have around here with your breakfast and lunch every day. I asked for pots and pans, and our show has been so culturally appropriated by whatever American excess is. No one could find me a pot or a pan. So what I have in my hands is some sort of
That's an ice bucket.
thing you wouldn't cook in.
We're at a hotel, so it makes sense.
No, but
Checks out.
No, but you guys eat twice a day, every day, and I see people.
We don't cook, though.
Disposable stuff, though.
I see people cooking there as well, and they use their pots and pans. I thought we had pots and pans. We don't have pots and pans.
We had cereal.
We don't have pots and pans.
There's nothing to cook with. There's a hot plate.
The show has been Americanized when it doesn't have pots and pans to celebrate.
We have La Huida. Come on. That's not totally true.
I want to put in historical context here in a moment what the Panthers have just done with some people who have been covering the Panthers for a long time in Zaz and Roy. But before I do that, I need to address some in-house conflict that we have. No, it's bad, Tony. It's not. It's bad. I want you to settle what needs to happen here. Chris and Roy both want to go to the elbow room. That's where the trophy is. That's where the party is. That's the fun place to be. Roy's been flying back and forth 3 flights to Edmonton and showed up Monday morning, 6:30 in the morning, off his flight to do the show. We couldn't find Cody.
How happy is he not to fly to Edmonton today?
Yes, very. You heard him shouting it. Yes. Through what is that? That flight? How many flights is it?
Well, it was 3 flights going 2, 3 flights coming back, so that's 6, and that is about, I would say, 16 hours both ways.
Okay.
Look at the patch on the jersey.
He's
though.
already
You've
got the new patch.
That's right. He's a
That's
champion.
commitment. Yeah.
I bought this in Game 4, by the way.
Roy's a champion. He's been working hard, and the hockey show hats are selling that he's wearing on LeBatardAF.com, and the hockey show sometimes on Friday is doing very well. Tell us about the flights again, please. I know we did this last year. It's from where to where to where to where?
All right, so this year, the flight 2 was from Miami to Atlanta to Toronto to Edmonton, and coming back from Edmonton to Vancouver to Salt Lake City.
Horrible.
It was bad.
Oof.
Coño.
Vancouver to Salt Lake City. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
What is that flight?
Not good. That's what that flight is.
Well, how long? Okay, so that's what you came. So 6:30 in the morning, Monday, Roy comes in and you hugged him.
I went in for a big hug because I haven't seen Roy in 5 years.
He was
face
not
to
in the
face.
mood.
And he wasn't in the mood. And I sensed it. And I knew I had walked in those shoes to some extent. And I knew where he had been. And that's a tough one. Yeah. The fact that he's here today with the jersey, with the patch, I don't know what Cody's going to put out there to get in the elbow room.
Well, but they both want to go. And
I know they want to go, but that's commitment right
Roy,
there.
can you tell me the nature of the disagreement, okay? I want to quit setting it up in a way that puts Chris in such an unflattering position. To be honest, Chris looks like the elbow room, okay? For 30,
which was part of my argument.
The reason the Panthers are going to party, they're Fort Lauderdale's team, and they love that place, and it's concrete cocaine jungle from 40, 50 years ago. There's nothing there. It's coke, concrete, and the trophy.
It's a good place.
And it's going into the ocean.
Good place.
And they love that place. And Zach Thomas one time in that place with Trace Armstrong swam out to a buoy because he was drunk and got to the buoy, and it was slippery and he didn't realize it. And then the people had to
Why was Sam Bowie there?
Save him from drowning because bad things happen at the elbow room. But today, the trophy's going to be there, I would imagine, right? They're promising that the trophy's going to be there?
Yeah,
It was already there.
Already there.
So you guys got to get out of here then. So we got to make this decision now.
It's gone already.
Oh, they're not there anymore?
They may go back.
The party is still there, but Barkov showed up before sunrise with the trophy. It could still be there, but there was an early before dawn sighting of the cup there. But there's still a party going on there.
All right, just so to set up what's presently happening in South Florida, okay? The parade starts now. You guys made fun of us last year because it was raining torrentially and the parade was ruined, but this team does have...
Oh, it wasn't ruined. No, sir.
It was the greatest.
Well, nationally, the perception of that parade is South Florida is being South Florida again because, guys, you've seen what Canada's like around there. You see how Toronto's heart is broken. You see how Edmonton's heart is broken.
I haven't seen them celebrate.
They care deeply about this trophy that is said to be the hardest thing to win in sports. And what's weird about it is Hollywood Beach over there is filled with Canadian tourists. You will find them still with sandals and socks. They come from Canada for Hollywood Beach. Fort Lauderdale, this little patch of land, has been conquered by these champions, and the elbow room is where they go to celebrate Edmonton's burial. And it's all night, and it's all week, and it's all around the elbow room, and it's till the parade. The trophy stays here, and these players will march it around our sands and beaches before they take it back to Finland or their country where they can worship it there. But this little plot of land over here on elbow room, both of you want to go. Roy, how do we settle this argument? Because what's the nature of the disagreement between you and Chris?
Well, I think Roy is like, let's just both go. And I think Carl and I have had the thought of, we want to have in this room today put this in perspective, back-to-back championships, and then let's go out to the chaos. I thought that would be better. Yeah. Roy, Zaz, Panther, covering it forever, talk serious hockey. Let's go out to Chris getting it with the party. Rather
you
than
just want to go get drunk is what you just told us.
Do you think that what's actual better content for the show? Me and Zaz having a serious Panthers conversation and then going out to Roy for the chaos at the elbow room?
No one having a serious Panthers conversation is best for the show.
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
Tony's here to cover for you
Exactly
if you
right.
want.
I thought that I
both
of them. Yeah.
I want to hear from Roy today. This is not honestly. I know it just looks like.
Well, you
Chris,
didn't ask him and you spoke up.
I have asked for zero. I really don't do this where I'm like, I want to go to do this, and I this is an assignment made for me. Like celebrating with our fans at the elbow room. Dan, I'm out here with the fans. Like I can just see it, and I just think I would crush it. And that's it. And we can go together. It's not that I don't want Roy there. I just think if I'm not here, then it's just like, who's going to talk Zaz? I mean, Zaz wants to talk some cats.
I want to talk some cats.
And I think, and I want to hear from Roy today. So in my mind, the perfect show was Zaz and Roy putting this in perspective. Now let's go out to
Well,
Chris
you're
at the
taking
elbow
people
room.
behind the curtain on what it is to be the EP. Tony, can you make a ruling here before
I can.
Billy, this is the other thing that's in play, though, Chris. You had a couple of chances there to go Wild Billy Wednesday there because he betrayed you in the back, saying that you told us before the show that you just want to go to get drunk.
Well, I mean, would I partake in a beverage or two if I was there? Probably. But that's not like I want to check in with the show and I want the chaos around me.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I can go. You know, Billy, let's send
Instead
Billy.
of them?
That
I'm
would be
sick,
funny.
though.
Well, so
there's the energy we
you're
need.
sick.
I didn't watch the game last night. I was
Okay.
throwing up
That's
the whole
good.
night.
That's
but
good.
they could fill me in on what happened. I had a migraine. It was a whole
good.
thing. I woke up this
the Panthers
morning.
won, Billy.
What happened last night?
No, I knew there might be a thing with the elbow room today, so I came in even though I threw up earlier, and I was like, I got to be a team player for my guys here. But if you need me to go on assignment, figure out what's going on.
This is not the day for Wild Willie Wednesday, I'm going to tell you. But I'm just curious here. I was thinking about this on the way in, Roy. Just hypothetically, if we had gotten just a slightly different schedule and the Panthers had won the championship tonight and tomorrow is Juneteenth,
So
how are you feeling about me making you work on Juneteenth? Or would you even want to come in to work on Juneteenth, given that the Panthers had won the?
What are you trying to do here?
Hell, I don't want to be here now, let alone Juneteenth.
What are you trying
What are you
to
doing?
do, Dad?
I'm actually saying that we got saved by the schedule. We were going to not have a show because of a national holiday on Thursday after winning the championship.
I'm aware of what you're doing here. What we have is a championship. We have it. The City of Champions is celebrating. Let's revel in that for a second. Let's find a way to get everybody in the show to the elbow room. What boundaries do you have?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What boundaries
can't
do you
we all
have in
go?
life?
Well, because we have the show.
We could just do it live from there.
Well, that would have been planned well if we had producers who were planning things, but that's not what you guys were drinking last night.
I'm dry. I wasn't drinking.
I'd love to go to Elbow Room. I got a lot of confidence today. I don't know if you've
Since
noticed.
Zaz.
Well, Zaslow, you should have confidence because the team
feeling great
The
today.
team is now already right now as we speak, because by virtue of what they did last night, that team is now historic. Like, just stop there. They'll have a dynasty conversation. Fine, there'll be a chance for that, but. You win back-to-back in that sport, you do the hardest thing back-to-back in that sport, you're better than everyone, and you're tougher than everyone. On the road, at home, and no one in the sport would dispute, even though they didn't want McDavid stopped here, they didn't want this team to have the trophy. No one would dispute. Earned, best team in the league, no argument, everyone will shut up now. Toronto will say, well, we were close, and it's impossible to imagine. They were down 2-0, and then they needed a Game 3 overtime. It's impossible to see from there, but you've seen the best team again proved it deserved to be champions in a season where everyone was coming for them, no one was surprised by them, everyone was vanquished by them.
The thing that maybe was most surprising to me about this run is they got better as the postseason went on. For a team that's in 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. Like, I was concerned after game 1 when they lost in overtime because they looked tired in that third period. They looked tired in overtime. Like, man, is this the end? Like, are they just out of gas? And they got better as not just the entire postseason went on, but certainly as this series went on. That's not. They played over 300 games last 3 years.
Oh, a buzzsaw, though, in these playoffs when I don't want to say it was easy, but it was easier against McDavid this time.
Yes.
Than it was last time where, Edmonton got a couple of games, needed overtime for both of them. They played all the styles, and Florida was better than Edmonton, and McDavid would bow his head now, and we would have the analysis of, this team with its depth just grinds you down, and at the end of a series, you don't have anything left because you've got that one line, or maybe that two lines, and they've got 4 lines, and it's just going to keep going all game. But I want to talk about the idea that when we remember what this team is doing and look back at it as an all-time great in the history of South Florida, what is great about the story and already makes it dynastic to me is it begins with an 8 seed clearly behind Tampa and Boston, and no, they couldn't get past those teams through this hard route. Tkachuk gets traded after a blueprint changer. They had the best offense in the sport, Huberdeau. They blew out the whole thing. They traded for Tkachuk. And what started was this story. 8 seed, somehow, tough and gritty, makes the community love it because it gets to the final. How the hell did that happen? Best Panther team we've ever seen down here. 30 years of Radek Dvořák. Like 30 years of just never win a playoff game.
Is that the funniest name to reference in that spot?
What is the funniest name?
Olli Jokinen.
That is a good one. We could play this game.
Jay Bomeister.
Radek Dvořák is just...
Okay, but so it goes from there, right? So they fall in love. South Florida falls in love and hopes the way Knicks fans have the last couple of years. Oh, we're so close. They changed the blueprint. They're brave. They've got a good organization. They've never had that. Never had that.
You hear how all the players raving last night about the ownership?
They have. This town has never had even average hockey ownership. It has just been scammers trying to sell ice in the Everglades. It has been garbage, like bad businessman after bad businessman. They clean it up. 8 seed makes a community fall in love, hope like Knicks fans hope. And then what happens the next year? Oh, my God. 7 games, 3-0, down 0, go 3-3. This makes kids fall in love forever when you win this way.
Yep.
And then this year, they're better than everyone, and they break up New York, and they break up Tampa, and they break up Boston.
Probably breaking up Toronto.
Carolina might not break up, but everyone will laugh at them because they're going to get broken again by whatever remains of this team, even if they're made favorites, which some sports books have. Carolina is the favorite. This story is going to be an echoing all-timer in this market because of the last 3 years, the last 2 of which result in back-to-back where everyone in that hallowed sport genuflects on. When you do it back-to-back, we'll remember you forever. It's better and bigger, doubling the size of what you did the first time when you gave us the best hockey series any of us had ever seen. It's the coolest.
And it was such a different experience than last year. I don't know if it's because it's the back-to-back one, but it was just because we had the whole third period to know we were winning. Last year, I was just jumping, being a maniac when we won. This year, with 5 minutes, I was just sitting back, looking around, just taking it in.
It was similar to the Heat. The Heat,
yes.
When they won against the Thunder, the entire game was a celebration. It was a party because we blew them out the entire game. And then the next year, Game 6 Ray Allen, Game 7 was tight. And we got to experience both, being on the edge of our seat and a party. And this year, it was the opposite with the Panthers. We were on the edge of our seat last year, and last night was a party.
With 7 minutes left.
Their goalie with 7 minutes.
Their coach decided, all right, this goalie thing ain't working. Let's try it without.
Well, it wasn't working. It's why they changed goalies after Game 4.
I was like, all right, let's hear him out. Let's see how this works. 20 seconds later, we put it in empty netter. I'm just okay, I don't think this worked how we wanted.
Look, as a small business, we don't get to clock out, ever. We're always on, nights, weekends, holidays. So, when it came time to hire someone, we couldn't waste time. We needed help. Real help. Not Stugotz knows a guy help. We used LinkedIn Jobs. And we'll be honest, we didn't expect it to be that easy. We posted the job for free. LinkedIn basically held our hand and wrote the description for us. Next thing you know, candidates, qualified ones, not resumes written in crayon, real people who want to work. Imagine that. LinkedIn gives you all the tools, deep insights, easy filtering, one place to manage everything. We even threw the little hashtag hiring frame on our profile picture, doubled the number of applicants. Now we're part of that 72% of small businesses that say LinkedIn helps them find high-quality candidates. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I've mentioned it before on the show, but guys, I don't really get enough sleep generally. And so when I do get sleep, I want to make sure I'm getting great sleep. And do you ever, like me, wake up tired and think, maybe it's not me, maybe it's the bed? Yeah, it probably is the bed. That's why there's the Sleep Number Smart Bed, the bed that learns you. It adjusts to your movements, supports your body, and lets you pick the firmness on each side. No arguments, no flipping a coin, no sleeping on the edge of the bed like you lost a challenge on Survivor. Sleep Number's been working with the NFL since 2018. 80% of NFL players sleep on one of these beds. If it's good enough for a 300-pound lineman trying to recover from Sunday, it's probably good enough for your weird shoulder cramp from scrolling in bed for 3 hours. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. The only bed that lets you make each side firmer or softer whenever you like your Sleep Number setting. And now, it's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on the Sleep Number P5 King Smart Bed, the lowest price of the season, limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
Don Le Batard.
That was a long story.
Yeah.
That's the only kind he tells.
It was a short one for me. I tried to speed it up for you guys.
You forgot about the Leagues Cup.
Stugotz.
La Carreta is a place where the best of the celebrations has to be the 97 Marlins celebration because it was Levon
Well, when
Hernandez.
Fidel died the first time.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Yeah, let me ask you, were any of you thinking that I would have to pay tuition?
100.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all I was
Yeah.
thinking about.
5-0. If you told me so just so you know, backstory.
This was, I walked myself into something, right? I'm searching, as you put me on a Mission Impossible. I found a heaving mass of Panthers fans. Oh, you could say. I mean, they knew they were playing the oil. They knew 9-0 was a possible result. So
They knew Mellenby.
So I asked a brilliant college student what the final score would be, Zaz. And he says to me, Tone, T-Bone, iced tea, 9-0 Pants. That's what he looks me right in the eye. Said, if it's 9-0 Panthers, Dan Le Batard is gonna full ride scholarship, pay your tuition for college.
I agreed to terms immediately.
Absolutely. I just knew in his heart this would be something he would want to do because the emotion, the passion for everything that is the Pantalones were just pouring out of this group.
Pantalones.
And then it was 5-0 with an empty net.
That's
with
what
like
that was
5
7 minutes left. No. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have to find that kid. It's gonna be a scandal. I'm rooting for Edmonton. Like I've never been a bigger McDavid fan.
It was sweaty because you can get 2-3 empty netters in no time.
I like it. It's like a Scott's Tots situation that Dan was running into.
Would you have paid for like a 10-1 final?
No.
Or a 9-goal differential?
No. Billy, I understand that you are here for Wild Willie Wednesday.
I'm here to be a good teammate.
All right,
to my guys.
Chris, you guys didn't notice. Chris, I don't want you to get so hungover and self-involved today that you forget to do all parts of your job, okay? What I'm telling you is that from behind you, Billy is hell-bent on anarchy because he doesn't
Falsehoods.
want the two of you to leave.
No.
Guess who becomes EP?
Well, I think you don't want the two of them to leave because
that's what Wild Willie Wednesday
That's what's
is.
happening here.
And so both of you should now leave.
All right, see you later.
No, both of you get out of here. Go to the elbow room.
There we go.
A ruling has been made. You want it to be Wild Willie Wednesday, so it shall be. But you noticed in the background, he was offering to go to the elbow
Look
room.
how quick Roy got up.
Hasn't watched the
he's out.
Hasn't watched the game.
He's out.
Billy there
I'm
would
not
be
biased.
funny. Billy there would be funny.
Okay, he can go too. If you who you want to put Zaz in that EP chair?
Jeremy, let's go.
I'll go.
If you want to
I did
take
it last
him,
year.
look. If you want to take him, and you guys want to go, and Wild Willie Wednesday wants to go to the elbow room, have at it. I will do the show here.
How long is the drive? I've never
It's
been.
long. It's a long drive.
It seems
I can't.
kind
I
of
gotta
like
work
it seems
Marlin
like a
now.
dump.
This is what's going to be the deciding factor. How long is the
traffic
drive?
It's an
coming
hour.
back.
It's an hour
each way.
It's going to be an hour there if
Who's
you don't
on the
get
show
traffic.
today?
5 minutes.
If you don't get traffic, it's 45 minutes. If there's an accident,
don't get traffic.
yes,
There's an accident, it's 2.5 hours.
It can take an hour and a half. Yes, they might just be in traffic for the next 2
You know
hours.
what? I think we
and
should
join
remix
us.
this.
Join us for the post game.
Dan, I think we should remix this. I think me and Tony should go over to the elbow.
Oh,
room. Show
Tony
the
and
people what
Tony.
they want.
Drinking
Tony and Tony
contest.
back to back.
Yeah.
We have fun.
Couple
We do our
Tonys.
thing.
Whoever steals the cup becomes Tony.
I will tell you guys right now that if you can figure
Let's split
out
it.
how it is to get those people out there to produce our show in here, if all of you want to go and do the show from the elbow room, I'm now telling you I'm going live the rest of the show. We're just going live. We're going to go 4 hours of, I'm assuming that people would have been here for one of two reasons today. You tell me which one they would have been here for more, because I think this is obnoxious. Enjoyment, people don't want that. They want to tune in and see Miami suffer in tears. And the coach.
Why do you say that? You
think-
wanted a Game 7 before this week even started. You were rooting for defeat yesterday.
I believe that more people would be watching and listening to this show today if the Panthers had lost than if they win. Do you think I have that wrong?
No. I think you might have it wrong. Yeah, I think you have it wrong. But more people will be listening Friday when there'd be a Game 7, than if the Panthers won last night. But today I think it's the same.
You guys don't believe. I know every city always does the us against the world narrative, but this was.
But this really was.
This was. You had McDavid's
For real this
the
time.
best player in the world, and hockey, the better story indisputably is McDavid getting revenge, knocking off Florida, getting Florida out of the way. Florida is not as interesting to the world as McDavid would be as a rising star winning a championship. They've already won. We've done that story. Give me a new story.
But this is also still a story, though, right? Because now this is still an NHL story going into next year. McDavid, still no title. Like, we did this for years with LeBron, you know? And, well, this is the story for the NHL now, is McDavid. When, if ever, is he going to win? Because he just had 2 chances, and the second time it went 6. He really wasn't that close.
Our audience is probably happy today, here to cheer on the Panthers, because I think there's a difference in the way that our audience perceives this team and this franchise than the Heat, because we, understandably, since the Big Three era, basically shoved the Heat down the audience's throat and the obnoxiousness that came with a team that was genuinely hated nationally. This franchise, everyone for the last 3 years got to, with us, experience a run as an 8 seed that was far less obnoxious than how we handled the Heat's run as an 8 seed. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And then 2 championships.
We were all looking at you too, though. It wasn't just you looking at yourself in the mirror. We were all staring at you.
Trying to just, hey, hand up, my bad, you know? It was encouraged, but I would say that this team in particular,
He's right.
I think
It's
our
more
audience
likable.
cares about.
I get way more tweets.
They're excited to care about this.
I
with
get
us.
way more tweets of, you guys have turned me into a Panthers fan than with the Heat.
Yes, and you guys, not surprisingly, wildly self-involved. So, yes, our audience, one thing. Outside
Isn't that what you asked?
No, Jeremy, no. Our audience is here either way. Our audience is always here. The people that would make it a larger audience are the people who are here to hear the arrogant Miami fan weep into their pillow scared because now there's a Game 7.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, okay, I take it back. You're right. Yes, when you put it that way, you
But
are
that's
right. Yes.
I thought it was obvious to me that the way to get the most, if what you're doing is just for clicks, if what you're doing is just to amass, look, there are so many people in sports media right now doing stuff just to amass audience.
Speak their name.
Stephen A.
Oh, attaboy.
Whoa.
Pablo. That would have been
Pablo would have been
that would have been a better one. Speak their name. How dare you talk to me that way? You are more confident today. What is it about you?
Feeling good. It's feeling good.
2-time champ, 4-time champ,
Billy,
really, if you include his broadcasting
all right,
championships.
Billy, I want to get to how bad you felt last night, but I've kept him waiting long enough, and he's pissed off now. We have not celebrated enough. Last year at this time, during a lonely parade, Greg Cody was out front. Get me that video, please, of last year of Greg Cody, who was working at this time last year, giving us a very lonely parade last year to celebrate the championship. Now he joins us on remote here, and I got to say, Chris, your dad must be feeling pretty good about himself, because another year goes by, and
he's right.
And McDavid at the end, and McDavid at the end, your timing's off because you're hungover. The McDavid conversation, Greg Cody, you're feeling how right now?
I would say vindicated, but I didn't need the vindication. McDavid did, and he failed to get it. I feel really good. I've come down with a terrible cold, and I found out last night that standing on a 200-foot sheet of ice for an hour and a half does not make a budding cold get better. It exacerbates it. But I'm here for you guys, and who'd have believed that even though I was right about McOverrated last year, I would be even more right now, because McDavid, I'm going to be the one to say it, I guess, he disappeared in this final. He scored 1 goal, had 5 assists. McJesus was not walking on ice water, and he is officially and certifiably continuing to be overrated, McOverrated, until he proves otherwise, and the Panthers didn't let him do it. Period. Paragraph.
Whoa! Oh, he went the extra step. Oh my God, he went the extra. Look, once he says period, he got my attention. But when you go paragraph, that is as hot as I've ever heard him. Do you have any words for White Hat?
Oh, you know, he's beneath my level of caring at this point, because he's wrong. So's my former friend Brad Williams, by the way, the renowned comedian who went on with White Hat and took White Hat's side, while at the same time admitting that McDavid needed to win a Stanley Cup to certify himself as an all-time great.
A lot of people are doing
Williams, he agreed with me, but yet he didn't, which is what everybody's doing now. Hockey fans are a cult. They're a cult, and as a cult, they are afraid to go against McJesus. They are brainwashed into having to say that, oh, he's the best player in the game. You see how fast he is? Nobody's ever been like him. Well, you know what? It's been 10 years now. Le Batard, earlier, I think you referred to him as a rising star. He should have risen by now. He's not a rising star. And guess what? Edmonton had its window, had its 2-year window, and it's not going to stay open now. He's never going to win a cup.
It has to be unbelievable.
Whoa, Zaz, hold on. Zaz. Your confidence today is overwhelming, and I don't know what to do with it. You have to lay out there, that was a bar. That's Greg Cody, as vindicated and arrogant and ego-soaked as I've ever heard him. Billy, you seem delighted. Look at him. He's snarling right now. This is as right as Greg Cody has ever felt. Now, I would argue he's exhausted. 4 lines hitting him in the face. He can only play half the game. They spent him, and so there was nothing left of him at the end. But it's because the Panthers are really good. It is not because McDavid's a choker, Greg.
No. I've never called him a choker, but he has had the inability to raise his team around him. And keep in mind, Draisaitl, Leon no title, he's supposed to be the second best player in this series, okay? He was better than McDavid on his own team. McDavid has just not had the ability to lift his team, and he was surrounded by a team that could not lift him. And they looked spent in last night's game. They came out really strong. Bob made a couple of good saves early, and after that, they were totally out of this game. It was one of the most lopsided games of the playoffs.
I thought it was going to end with 9-0 and tuition. You said disappeared, though. What's the difference between disappeared and choking?
The difference is that the Selke winner, Alexander Barkov, made him disappear. The best defensive forward in the game was on him as much as possible when you're playing a minute and change per shift. And the Panthers' defense and the depth of their team and the depth of their ability to defend all over the ice won this series and made him disappear. I don't think McDavid lost this series, but he also didn't. He also failed to win it. And you know, his idolaters keep waiting for McJesus to appear in a robe, skating in a robe, and finally become a champion. Had a chance to do it last year, had another chance the past couple of weeks, and just didn't do it. Okay? I'm not saying he's choking, but I am saying he's failing to rise to the moment that history seems to have designated for him.
Greg, do you almost feel bad for him? I feel bad for him as someone who's a big Panthers fan. I feel bad for him because I feel like he's getting all this pressure from the outside, and the reality is he's not the one going out there saying, I'm McJesus, I'm the next Wayne Gretzky, I'm the greatest hockey player ever. It's everybody else wanting to be right about him. And the reality is he's just not that good. And there's this expectation that he's going to be the greatest thing in the world, and he's proven that he's not, so I kind of feel bad for him because people are kind of putting this on him and crowning him unjustly, and it makes things harder for him. And I'm looking now here at his contract situation. I see next year seems to be his last year in Edmonton, and then he's a free agent. It seems like this might be a basketball thing where he may need to come down to town, pull old Marchand, come down here to the Panther land and team up with some winners, learn the winning way, you know?
Wow, I like that rumor you've just started. McDavid to the Panthers. I like that. Billy, we disagree. I don't think he's not that good.
Yeah, same.
I'm not going to go that far.
Go on. He's a fast skater. He's got some attributes.
Oh, he does, and he has the ability.
But some holes as well, Greg, we would agree.
Like a few games ago when he slalomed through Barkov
Speed
and
skater.
Ekblad.
Yeah, Apollo Antonono. But he's got, but Greg, we can agree, there's some holes in his game, yes?
There's holes in everybody's game. Nobody's
exactly.
perfect. I will say McDavid is overrated, and to Billy's point, Billy's always on the mark with stuff like this.
Go on.
To Billy's point, McDavid's not out there saying, I'm the greatest ever.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne who? It's others who are putting that on him.
But they say it to him in press conferences, and he doesn't push back. He's kind of like, yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, but so live up to it, McOverrated. Live up to it. That's all I've been saying for the past couple of years. My bandwagon still has plenty of room, by the way. I'm not feeling a lot of love for my he's McOverrated opinion.
Go on.
Maybe now people are going to come on board. I don't know.
You going to go on with White Hat today? I heard he wants you on.
There's a possibility.
Don't dignify him with your presence. You're not going on his show, are you?
Well,
don't do that.
You know, I asked a counsel of mine, someone whose opinion I respect, whether I should do it or not, and I was told I should do it. So maybe I will.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm with Billy on this. You defeated White Hat.
Yeah.
White Hat should not get the clicks if Cody goes on his grounds to gloat because Cody gets to be right and he wants desperately the stage of being right. Make him come on your turf. He called you a senile old man. That disrespect's still there. Whether
he was on my show last week, so I gave him the courtesy of allowing to explain how senile I am. He came on. I gutted him like a fish. And now he wants me on his podcast, and I'm thinking of, reciprocity. I'm thinking of doing the nice thing.
An old home and
in
home.
the white hat.
He's a senile old man.
Do you mean an old home and an old home? Was that on purpose? Because he's using you. White Hat's using you to get in the game. He was beneath you, and now he's not anymore. And you're right. And at the end, he called you a senile old man for your take that is right.
He's a senile old man.
Yeah, well, that's true. But he did he did sort of cower and apologize on my podcast last week. Go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. But he's just a kid. He's a green kid. Wet behind the ears, whatever all those sayings for green, inexperienced kids are who shouldn't be calling accomplished journalists senile old man. But I put him in his place, and now I'm thinking of deigning to be on his podcast today. We'll see how that works out.
I'm going to just blow through the clocks here today and just stay on live for 4 hours to celebrate whatever it is that we're celebrating down here, because everybody's in today. We've got a big personality in reality. He has dominated the week, and he gets all the credit forevermore in South Florida for bringing positivity down here, immediately resulting in a back-to-back championship. He brings Zaz greatly hungover, but more confident than I've ever seen him.
I got it going on today.
I mean, he does. You guys have had what are you laughing at, Greg?
Yeah, what are you laughing at, Chuckles?
What does that mean? I got it going on? What does that mean, Zaz?
It means I feel great. I don't know. Look at me, listen to me. I feel great today.
He feels like a champion. He is a champion journalist, but he would not call himself a champion around the Panthers, Greg, because he's just a fan of the Panthers.
Yeah.
But he did save their season by sacrificing.
That's true.
Sacrificing his vacation.
Won 4 out of 5 when I came home,
because his team needed him, and he ended a family vacation early. Because
sometimes you got to take charge.
Yeah, putting his beloved Panthers ahead of his family. I get the priorities on that, Zaz.
Well, everyone's happy today, aren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe a little respect you show my way.
I see you're wearing your champion shirt, once again displaying what a neutral journalist you are.
Well, I mean, it's the way it is today. I mean, get with the times. Live in the now, Cody.
Wait, Greg, what did I see outside of your house yesterday and I commented on?
Okay. We have a little Let's Go Cats placard at the corner of our house.
Whoa!
That's early.
No. And why is that? Because Greg Cody lives with someone else in this house who's a big Panthers fan.
Still not a good look.
It's my wife, and she is a Panthers fan. We had this thing that she had brought home from a game a couple of weeks ago, and she asked me to put it up in the yard.
So
and
you
I did.
put it up. So there could be a photo out there of you putting it up. Oh,
yeah, because paparazzi are all over my house looking for me putting up a Let's Go Cats sign on the corner of my yard. I will say this. I will admit this.
Go on.
Although I am not a Panthers fan in the way that Zaslow is, wearing a champion shirt today, it does feather my McOverrated argument that the Panthers not only won, but won the way they did by making McDavid disappear for 6 games. So even the game he scored a goal, he just had a quiet series, and the Panthers turned him quiet.
Greg, I don't understand Greg, I don't understand what kind of insult you think it is that a Panther fan is wearing a Panther shirt today.
Well, you're a journalist, right?
I am a journalist, but journalists are also sports fans.
Yeah, but generally they don't wear the shirt of a team.
Says who?
It says me.
You're not in charge. I got news for you.
It is news.
Says other journalists.
Yeah, but I mean, you also
breaking news from this journalist. You're not in charge.
Do you have a placard on your lawn? Do you have a Go Panthers placard on your lawn?
No, that'd be ridiculous.
Okay, so Tim Reynolds.
Lousy fans as.
Tim Reynolds. Well, so you're a good fan?
My wife is.
No, but you're hiding behind that. That's a good costume you're wearing.
Yeah, if you can picture my wife out there with a hammer and nails putting up a placard in my yard,
you put it out
go
there.
for it.
You
If
put
I
it.
had a hammer.
A hammer and nail.
Well,
It's like one of those in the ground.
yeah, whatever.
Wait a minute. I can't picture you doing it either, Cody. All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Stay right there. I'm going to break for a minute, see if I get rid of your son, but we're going live for 4 hours. Stay there, Cody.
Look, as a small business, we don't get to clock out, ever. We're always on. Nights, weekends, holidays. So, when it came time to hire someone, we couldn't waste time. We needed help. Real help. Not Stugotz knows a guy help. We used LinkedIn Jobs. And we'll be honest, we didn't expect it to be that easy. We posted the job for free. LinkedIn basically held our hand and wrote the description for us. Next thing you know, candidates, qualified ones, not resumes written in crayon, real people who want to work. Imagine that. LinkedIn gives you all the tools, deep insights, easy filtering, one place to manage everything. We even threw the little hashtag hiring frame on our profile picture, doubled the number of applicants. Now we're part of that 72% of small businesses that say LinkedIn helps them find high quality candidates. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/DLS. That's linkedin.com/DLS to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
I've mentioned it before on the show, but guys, I don't really get enough sleep generally. And so when I do get sleep, I want to make sure I'm getting great sleep. And do you ever, like me, wake up tired and think, maybe it's not me, maybe it's the bed? Yeah, it probably is the bed. That's why there's the Sleep Number Smart Bed, the bed that learns you. It adjusts to your movements, supports your body, and lets you pick the firmness on each side. No arguments, no flipping a coin, no sleeping on the edge of the bed like you lost a challenge on Survivor. Sleep Number's been working with the NFL since 2018. 80% of NFL players sleep on one of these beds. If it's good enough for a 300-pound lineman trying to recover from Sunday, it's probably good enough for your weird shoulder cramp from scrolling in bed for 3 hours. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. The only bed that lets you make each side firmer or softer whenever you like your Sleep Number setting. And now, it's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on the Sleep Number P5 King Smart Bed, the lowest price of the season, limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.